When it's winter, a lot of us dream of going someplace warm. A nice beach, a pretty sunset, a fruity drink. Wait, it's a great idea to have a wedding too. That's what Bill and Nancy did, but they also had a reception here in Hershey, where the weather wasn't so nice.
When you're not looking for something, that's when you find it.
A bunch of us were planning on going out on a Friday evening.
A gentleman that I worked with kept telling me that I really needed to meet his Aunt Nancy.
I get an email that says, "Oh, Nancy, by the way, Jason's bringing his boss's boss. He's been wanting you to meet him for a year and a half."
I've never really been on a blind date, and I don't know if I'm going to start with an Aunt Nancy. I just doesn't sound right.
So anyway, we all went out that night, and that's when I met Bill.
Needless to say, I was kind of infatuated with the young lady. So when I finally decided that I wanted to propose to Nancy, I thought I really needed to have a wow factor. And I love Costa Rica, I've been there many times. And so she said, and she's a world traveler herself, she said, "Why don't you take me and show me your Costa Rica?"
The last 3 days we went to this boutique hotel called Villa Coletas.
We get to Villa Coletas, and the first day the weather wasn't perfect enough, in my opinion, for the sunset. So I let the first day go.
One day we're 4 or 5 o'clock going to see the sunset, and he leaves the hotel room carrying his little portable DVD player. I'm like, "Bill, why are you taking that?" He says, "Well, in case we don't like the music that they're playing." I'm like, "Oh, okay, you're not thinking anything."
I told her, I said, "Hey, let's go out for the sunset. People, relax out there." So we sat down, and I had the waiter bring us over 2 glasses of champagne.
"Oh, Bill, how thoughtful." You instantly feel special when someone serves you champagne.
After the toast with the champagne, we went off to a side table. And I said, "Oh, Nancy."
He puts headphones in my ears, headphones in his ears.
And from Moulin Rouge, played Come What May.
When it's a song you don't know, you really pay attention to the words.
My life had been a waste until now. And
seasons come, seasons go, but I will love you, come what may.
So we're both dancing, and we're both crying, and I love you, and I love you.
We're swaying, holding each other, dancing to this music.
At that point, I think she still didn't realize what was coming. So I then grabbed the chair, turned it around, and I said, "Nancy, I need you to sit down."
In that moment, I realized, oh my gosh.
So I got down on one knee, and that was it. And thank goodness she said yes.
And that's when he got down on his knee and proposed.
What a beautiful proposal in Costa Rica. I wish I could have been there. Let's talk about the planning. What was your dream wedding?
We decided then and there that's where we wanted to get married. Our concept was this was a private ceremony. We were going to come back and get married there with our witnesses. It developed into something bigger than we initially imagined. And in the end, we had 46, 48 people in Costa Rica. And then our vision the entire time was to come back home here in this area and have the big celebration, the big reception. And fortunately for us, we found great vendors to work with that created it for us.
And in some cases, you're doing them twice because you're doing it in a foreign country and then you're coming back home. You want to figure, how do I bring Costa Rica back here and give that feel? And of course, we were able to, with the videography, to bring it to them. And of course, with the foods, the flowers, and everything else. And when you can work with the personal touch of everyone here, that's what really brings it all home.
So you brought a little Costa Rica here home to the United States. That's awesome.
Wow, most couples get overwhelmed planning one wedding reception. Nancy and Bill planned 2. When we come back, the reception here in Hershey.
Tell us about the reception in Hershey.
Bill and I looked at these lovely properties in the Hershey area, and he said, Nancy, what about the Hershey Italian Lodge? My father helped build the building, and then my brother Wayne designed and helped build the extension of the building back in the 70s, and I've been going there, growing up as a kid. It was where we were meant to be, and they were so welcoming, so accommodating. We brought in a designer that we highly respect, Ron Schutte, and he introduced us to Kerry with Country Lane Flowers. And it was when they looked at the space and said, you know what, it's a good thing that the walls are plain because we can create from that. And that's when I was really, really excited about what we were going to create there.
Nancy chose this particular venue because it has a lot of history for her and has great memories.
Yes.
What challenges did you go through?
Well, the challenge was to give this area a cohesive look, and Nancy's look and request was to be very elegant, certain color theme, which were in the coral and the ivories, and as you can well see, this room did not lend itself to any of those requests. Mm-hmm. So we basically started from scratch and came up with some ideas and turned the challenges into something positive. In order to draw the tension away from a drop ceiling, we used 20-foot white birch branches to create almost a canopy.
So you cover each chandelier?
At each chandelier, we brought birch branches out and then covered. We covered the walls with fabric. And then
every wall?
Every wall. We started from here around the entire room and decided to just cover it all with a taupe linen fabric.
And who supplied the...
Rod Shoemaker.
Okay, from Shoemakers in Lancaster.
Shoemakers in
Okay.
Lancaster did that. And then to give it a glow, he also did some LED lighting and custom colored it to our roses. This was a dance floor, and in order to bring the years and take some of the years away from it, we had Shoemakers do lighting on here and creating a pattern. As you can see in this area, a beautiful, gorgeous entryway just doesn't exist. The history of the club does, but not the entrance. So we decided to begin from this area here. We covered this entire room with fabric. And again, the ceilings, we put the birch branches on to draw attention away from that. So we did drapery here, and we did a garland of approximately 1,000 roses and pulled the drapery back with the garland of roses. So at this area is where they came up the stairs and their attendants and family, but they were introduced to their guests at that point.
You said 1,000 roses?
1,000 roses, yes.
Wow.
They also did a great job of listening to bring in what mattered to us. We had a butterfly release in Costa Rica, and so it was part of everything that we did throughout, whether it was on the menus or whether it was on the invitations or in the flowers or the arrangements or what have you. They just, again, they did a great job pulling them all together.
Wow, that's perfect. I hear the Italian Lodge really shines in the kitchen. Can we talk about the food for the reception?
The Hershey Italian Lodge is known for its crab cakes. So we asked them to make small, petite crab cakes for the butler hors d'oeuvres. In fact, we asked for a lot of customized hors d'oeuvres that they made from scratch. It was fantastic. And then we wanted food stations where they would serve you as you come up to the food stations. And their pasta's fantastic, and Antoinette, who's in her 90s, makes the meatballs.
We brought in prime filet and had them roast those off with special sauces, and just as I said, everything was handmade. I mean, there wasn't any frozen products anywhere, and it was just excellent. It was exquisite.
I heard House of Clarendon from so many people, and then we met you.
And it became such an integral part of the whole wedding. You looked at it, and that was the wedding in the cake.
When we create something, we wanted to match the theme of the wedding. So I asked you what color your dress was, and you're like ivory, and it's gonna be lace. So therefore, we did some kind of embossing effect. And then I asked you about your flowers, and you said, well, they're gonna be all peach flowers. in those kind of colors. And they're like, well, why don't we do something cascading down? What you loved the most was about the butterflies. You're like, I love butterflies. And I'm like, that's the finishing touch. We're gonna do 2 butterflies to represent your loves. And that's what we did.
So then, Bill and I were just weeks before departing for Costa Rica.
I call you and I say, you need to have video. And then I call Derek.
And we were able to work out that he would come to Costa Rica, and it was something that we never planned on doing. And he said, of everything we're doing, I am most excited. We're going to have a video of this beautiful place in Costa Rica in our ceremony.
And if I've watched it once, I've watched it at least 1,000 times. I watch it every day. I bring it up. I send it to everybody I can.
Every day?
Every day.
So you actually play the wedding at the reception at Hershey.
Yes. When we realized we'd have a videographer there, we then wanted a shortened version to capture the beauty of Villa Coletas in our ceremony and show it at our reception in Hershey so they could see. And it also made it real that we got married. And we had that short video play right before we were announced at the reception. As we were making our wedding plans and things would come up, Curry with Country Lane Flowers, he played a bigger role. We met with him as the florist. As the months unfolded, he would call us, I have this person to do this, and he connected us to so many people.
And as we kept growing, we sort of developed this family of people that, truthfully, are now friends because of the association we had. We explained to them what we wanted, and they created it for us.
So these very talented people are right here. We didn't know them.
Didn't that lodge dress up nice? When we come back, the dress. Here it is. Hello, Daniel.
Hey, Martine.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Are you ready? Nancy's
ready.
excited.
I'm very excited to see her too.
Daniel, tell me the first time when you met Nancy here at Coco Couture.
It was terrific. She came in, she was gorgeous, beautiful figure, and she was looking for a dress for her wedding in Costa Rica, no less. How lucky is that? And I immediately first thought of lace.
As I told you, it was the first time I'd done this, and I met Daniel, and it was fun trying on dresses. That was great, but at one point, when you put the dress on and you think, oh my gosh, I think this is it, and you walk out and you're in front of the mirror, and my best friend and my sister and her daughter are there with me, and I was thinking about my mom, who's no longer here. It was okay, she was with me. But it was...
So this was your dream gown.
I was comfortable in it. I felt feminine and elegant, and it wasn't too much.
So what we did was we actually changed the cummerbund for her, we changed the back of the gown for her, and it just was magnificent. It's totally a one-of-a-kind dress.
He got it, and we customized a dress that I felt so comfortable in. It was me.
So Bill, tell me, what did you think when you saw Nancy in her dress?
It was, she was just breathtaking. I looked up at the top of that amphitheater and saw her coming, and I know they always say, how beautiful the brides are, but she was the most beautiful bride. But I think the other part that was personal on it is we got married on my mother's birthday. She's not alive now, but we got married on her birthday, which is Groundhog's Day. So we're going to relive that over and over again. But the celebration was on her parents' wedding anniversary.
So you both pay homage to your families at your wedding. That was nice. Do the two of you have any advice for our viewers who are planning a wedding?
I think if it's a destination wedding, The videographer, as we expressed, captured it beautifully, absolutely. And the other thing is a photographer, because their caliber of artistic ability may not be what we're used to here. I would recommend bringing someone from the talent we have here.
Any other words of advice?
Be involved in the wedding planning. Both of us, we were actively involved.
It was a true joy. It was a lot of fun. We shared it. It can be a lot of work, but it never was. We mapped it out. We set what we had to do, set out a plan, and we would work together, work our schedules, and would try to, as often as we could, do everything together, as much as we could, because if not, then one person would have to go, then the next person would have to come look, and try to do it together, and it really comes out much better that way, I think.
We had fun. It made it more joyful talking about it. The bride, first of all, when you're trying on the dress has to be comfortable that you can wear it. I've seen so many brides fidgeting, pulling their dress up. It's got to be you, because if it's you, you're going to be radiant, And with the details, you can go overboard worrying about it. And I think that's the joy of finding vendors that you can communicate well with and get your vision and let them do their job.
Great advice. When we come back, we'll see how it all came together. The wedding, the reception in Costa Rica, and the celebration here in Hershey. Hello, today we're here with Sherry Kendall from In White in Lancaster. How are you, Sherry?
I'm good, Martine. How are you?
Good. Let's actually tell our brides why we're here. You were kindly enough to, what?
Well, we donated a bridal gown worth up to $1,500 to any first-time bride out there that friended Dream Weddings on Facebook.
Yes, so now we're gonna pick the winner. Are you ready?
I am so ready. Yes, I'm excited.
Good luck. Good luck, brides. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna shuffle this, and then you're just gonna press, stop it, and then we'll pick the winner. But you can see.
Okay, I'm not looking.
Is that okay?
Yep.
So here we go. So we're using this. Go ahead.
Okay. Jessica Alexa from Pennsburg.
Perfect. Jessica, congratulations. You won a free dress from In White.
Your wedding in Costa Rica was beautiful. What do you remember the most?
The location, this particular hotel, don't you think? Villa Coletis, located on top of a mountain in the rainforest. They built an amphitheater into the side of the mountain. That setting was breathtaking.
That facility, from the first time I saw it, I fell in love with it. It's a paradise. It's really special.
Faithfully.
I will love you faithfully.
Through the best and the worst.
Through the best and the worst.
What may come.
What may come.
I will always be there.
I will always be there.
Food was fabulous. There were 48 of us there, so it was an intimate group.
The photographer, of course, didn't speak English, only to find out that our DJ didn't speak English. But he told me not to worry about it because he said if you write down what you want, he could play it for you. The group of people we had there are all dancers. No matter what he played, we were going to dance. So he was just smiling and he was happy. It was good.
I'd just like to speak a little bit about dreams. I think that for Bill and Nancy, their dreams are good food, good wine. They enjoy life. They like to have fun. And they love their friends, their family, the people that are close to them. And I think their dream was to make this happen. And I know when Bill proposed to Nancy, they really felt the special aspect of this place. And I don't think I've ever seen a more special ceremony than today. But I just hope that you bringing us all here, you fulfilled a dream for us. This has been amazing. And I hope the rest of your days together continue the dream.
So I understand getting back home from Costa Rica was a bit of a challenge.
That's an understatement.
So when we got into Atlanta and the flight was canceled, they said, you know, go up to the United Airlines information desk. And they said, okay, we have you booked. You'll be arriving on Saturday. This was Wednesday. And like, we have a reception Friday night. No, I don't think that'll work.
We had a snowstorm of approximately 30 inches of snow. Nancy and Bill were stranded in Atlanta till the day before the reception due to the snowstorm, and I had not been in contact with her for almost 2 weeks. Finally, she had gotten a hold of me and said they are going to be here. But the snow created a completely different set of challenges. It settled on the roof here at the Italian Lodge and found its way inside. And knowing our pastry chef and his need for perfection.
Oh, that's me?
That's you.
Okay.
Right here where the cake was going to be, the water was pouring in through the ceiling.
What?
Yes.
You didn't tell me this.
No, on purpose, we didn't tell you that. I was afraid that you'd lay on the floor and kick your legs.
Yeah, I would have.
You saw that. So the staff here got on the roof, shoveled the snow off, replaced the ceiling tiles, and we stuffed it with towels.
In the end, it all came together.
Oh, we were so fortunate. There were so many elements, and it did.
Yeah, you'd have to agree. Came together. It was a dream wedding.
A good marriage must be created. In the art of marriage, it's the little things are the big things. It's never too old to hold hands. It's remembering to say I love you at least once a day and never going to sleep angry. It is at no time taking the other for granted. It is not looking for perfection in each other. It's cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humor. It is not only marrying the right partner, it is being the right partner.
I, Nancy,
Take you, William,
take you, William,
to be my husband.
to be my husband.
I will cherish our friendship
I will cherish our friendship
and love you today,
and love you today,
tomorrow,
tomorrow,
and forever.
and forever.
It's just the way you look tonight. I'm hypnotized, can't take my eyes from the way you look tonight. You're my everything, my hopes and dreams combined. I'll give you the world, just say that you'll be mine. I will love you.
What a special wedding. A big thank you to Nancy and Bill for sharing their dream wedding with us. See you next week on Dream Weddings. Visit us at dreamweddingspa.com.
So if